Okay, let's talk about some things. So, as some of you may know, some of you may have watched, I got a concussion. I got a bunch of concussions last year. The last one being in October or December. But since then, I've had my head tapped. Tapped is very different than actually like hurt or hit. Or I had a toque get hit, right? A toque is very different than my head. And every time this happened, I felt a wave of panic and anxiety and extreme levels of stress and what the symptoms are called post concussion syndrome, which is you experience concussion symptoms even when you're perfectly fine because of the I'm guessing cortisol or and other like things that are released in your body and brain and everything causes a ton of stress and panic. And that still happens. Like the latest one was I was on a boom lift and my toque, I was wearing a toque, that got hit on the rafters of a building. Head didn't get hit at all, but the toque touched. Not even hit, just touched. Um, the rafters. And this great amount of panic and anxiety arose from my head and my body. And I just felt extremely stressed and worried and panicky and like just all the symptoms that I was worried about for concussions arose in my noggin. Um, Even though I knew I was fine. And a part of me is like, is this how it's going to be for the rest of my life? A small part of me. I'm not a huge believer that you can't change your destiny or like whatever's going on. So I'm not too drawn into that. But what I'm thinking is, how do I get this to go away? Okay, repeat exposure of me tapping my head, but like with like a ball or something, like a tennis ball, just dropping it from here this far away and getting accustomed to just feeling a little bit of pressure being on my forehead or my top of my head. That's not enough to cause a concussion at all or concussive impacts would allow me to become better adjusted to this feeling of like, hey, it's okay to have this panic arise, but look, we're fine. Building up the evidence that we are going to be okay regardless of if something hits my head or not, or I hit my head on something, or even just a whiff on my toque. And just being like, hey, that's okay. Like, we're okay, we're fine, nothing's wrong. I think is really, really important and something I don't do. Um, So that's one strategy I thought of, just building up evidence that like, hey, we're okay and it's fine. The other thing is like, how do you process this trauma and let it go? Um, and that's where I'm thinking maybe going on walks and thinking about when I got concussions, how they happen, and really like living in it as I'm walking will allow me to release that stress and panic and the worry of getting another concussion. That's another strategy. The reason why while walking is because while you're walking, your eyes are doing, I forgot what it's actually called, but your eyes pretty much go quickly scan back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, which causes the ability to process traumas, like um, a lot better. So you can let them go and they don't cause as much of a impact on you. You know, like so that's another way. But I realized, like, after so many concussions, this is clearly something that exists in me, and really holds me back in a lot of ways. Yes, in my day-to-day life, it's not too big of a deal, but when it does occur, the flash of panic and the day of distress, even though I eh, know that I'm fine, causes me is a lot. So anyway, that's what's currently happening a year after my last concussion. It's still a worry. Um, and I'm less out on the field now, so that also helps. Um, but if you guys have any advice on how to get over this or how to approach it, I am more than happy to listen to it, take it into consideration, and actually like implement it. Uh, and yeah, thanks for listening. That's the update. Otherwise, I don't really have symptoms. Um, if any of you guys remember, I was doing vision therapy, so I guess there's an update there. Uh, my eyes have started to misalign again in the vertical direction. It's left three, I think it is. That's what I was told. Left three. Um, so I'm going to restart all the vision exercises I had, the vision therapy exercises I had, and just see which ones are difficult, and just practice them and realign and recenter everything. Horizontal is fine. It's just the vertical that's off. Otherwise, um, eyes are good. Brain is doing well, and overall health is fine. You can end the video here, but I'm going to keep rambling about some things. So I did an oats test because I thought I was going bald. As you can see, my hair is a lot shorter. I am not going bald at all, uh, but I'm still doing all the things to prevent balding. I've I'm realigning my nutrition to include more silica, more biotin, more collagen, stuff like that, just so it's increased. Because those were things that I was missing in my diet. But I did an oats test, which is an organic acids test, to see if there were any other like metabolic issues. Fun fact, there were. I have candida and bacterial overgrowth in my GI tract, so I'm dealing with that with just cutting out a lot of carbs, uh, like sugars and stuff like that, uh, just so it has less things to munch on, I guess. And then I've also reduced my intake of, actually completely removed Coke Zero from my life until I resolve this. And then I'll probably still stay away from it. Um, but resolving that is one thing that I'm working on. And then my vitamin C levels were like 0 in the oats test. And oxalates were fucking sky high. Not sky high, but they were on the higher end. They're out at 75 or 76. And I forgot the units for that. But vitamin C was just 0.00, which is really bad. So I got these grapefruit cups from Costco. See them here. Uh, each one has 125% of your daily vitamin C intake. And they're super quick, easy, 120 calories. So I've been taking those because I'm not on medication, so the grapefruit won't interact with anything. Um, and then I'm still derma rolling just because it's good for my scalp. Uh, but now that I have short hair, I now have a dandruff issue. I've never had dandruff in my life. Uh, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. Could be caused from the derma rolling. Now that I have short hair, it's actually a lot easier and more effective to do it. So that could be an issue. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm uptaking my vitamin C, but I'm also worried maybe it's copper deficiency and stuff like that as well, like the micronutrients that we don't really think about. So I'm going to be trying to take some liver, beef liver, and ingest that weekly, even though I'm not a huge fan um, of the just the taste of it. So cook it up and then eat it, um, just for the micronutrients. And then a part of me is thinking, could it be because of the K vitamin K I'm taking with my vitamin D because it's not sunny here and I'm not spending 4 to 6 hours outside in the sun anymore. Um, if I should be taking, I need to uptake more copper because vitamin K eats up copper as well. So that could also be inhibiting my vitamin C intake. Anyways, it's a whole cycle of things. So currently working on reducing oxalates and then getting rid of canidia and bacterial overgrowth. I forgot the actual bacteria, but that's fine. And then I'm taking like probiotics for that, like tablets, and it's working, I think. Uh, but I'll redo the test in 6 months, and because it's expensive, so I don't really want to redo it anytime soon. But I'll redo it in 6 months, see if it's made any impact, and by then I'm also redoing my blood work like completely, and then we'll see what's happening. Uh, but I really need to lock in my diet and my workout routine because I'm working out like 1 to 2 times a week. I want to like up that to 3 times consistently. And why isn't that happening? I'm not prioritizing it. That's really it. I'm just not prioritizing working out, which is insane to me. And my diet's been like, I'm eating more calories than I want to be eating. I want to be eating around 2,200, which is my maintenance, but I'm eating like 23, 24. So slowly my weight's been increasing too. So I'm not loving that. Um, and that's what's going on. Uh, it's a lot of inefficiencies in my life that are leading to this lack of taking care of myself to the extent that I know I should be, which also then impacts my business because I'm not working as hard as I could be to really like take my business to the next level. And we are like, don't get me wrong, we're doing well, we're growing, we're like everything's going well in general. But I know I'm really slacking and not taking advantages of my health and like the fact that I could do so much and I don't really irks me. Um, because I am very gifted in my life and I should be doing more. And like now I'm just fucking dumping shit. You really should. Whatever. Fuck it. Future me will listen to this and it'll be nice uh, to for it to exist. So my friends had a baby and my brother had a baby like last year, so he's pretty old. He's like a year and a half now. But I've been so busy in like myself, and this is a constant issue I've noticed is I don't spend enough time. Like it took me 2 months to see my friend's baby. That's crazy. And I saw her, and it was great. She's a cute baby. And let me tell you, not every baby's cute, and that's a problem. Some babies aren't cute, and and my brother's baby, adorable. He's like a year and 6 months, so he's like super interactive, almost 6 months. Um, Super interactive, super aware, and super observant. And like it's cool, like witnessing him, witness the world. And pretty much, I wasn't spending a ton of time with them. So this week I spent like 2 or 3 days at their house, spent time with him, and it felt really nice. But I can still feel that selfish desire of spending all my time with myself arising, and that's something that I need to resolve as well. It's not like there isn't enough time in the day. There is. It's just my priorities all fucked up, and I played too many video games, and I want to read my Kindle too much. And these things are negatively impacting my life. So that is something I am working on. How am I working on it? You got me. I don't know. The workout stuff I am actively working on, like I'm tracking like how many times I'm working out, what I'm doing, and I'm actively making an effort to go in the morning and just bang out this workout as the first thing I do. I also want to start meditating again because I want to go on this 10-day meditation retreat, which I wanted to go on, but I got a concussion, so I canceled 5 years ago or some shit. And that's it. That's what's going on. I'm really bad at rewarding myself and acknowledging my successes in life, which also does not help reinforce positive behavior. What can you do? That's it. Have a great day.